Have you ever wondered how one of the most incredible structures in human history, the Great Wall of China, was actually built? It wasn't a single project, but a massive undertaking spanning centuries, dynasties, and millions of lives. Let's journey back in time and uncover the secrets behind its construction. It all started over 2,000 years ago, long before China was even a unified country. During the Warring States period, different kingdoms built defensive walls to protect their borders from each other and from nomadic tribes to the north. These early walls were mostly made of rammed earth. Imagine this. Workers would build a wooden frame, fill it with layers of soil, gravel, and sometimes even reeds, and then pound it down until it was as hard as rock. This technique, called hentu, was surprisingly effective, and some of these sections still exist today. Then came the man with the grand vision, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China. Around 221 BC, he decided to connect and expand these existing walls into a single, massive defensive line. His goal was to create a formidable barrier against the Xiongnu nomadic confederation from the north. The scale of this project was unprecedented. He conscripted hundreds of thousands of people, soldiers, commoners, and convicts to work on the wall. The conditions were brutal. Many people died from exhaustion, accidents, and the harsh climate, earning the wall its tragic nickname, the longest cemetery on Earth. The Qin Wall was still primarily made of rammed earth, but its sheer scale set the stage for everything that followed. After the Qin dynasty fell, construction of the wall became sporadic. Different dynasties would repair or add sections depending on the threat level from the north. But the Great Wall as we know it today, the iconic gray brick structure that snakes across mountain ridges, is mostly the work of the Ming dynasty, which ruled from the 14th to the 17th century. The Ming emperors faced a renewed and persistent threat from Mongol tribes. They decided to embark on a construction project that would dwarf all previous efforts. This was the golden age of Great Wall construction. The Ming dynasty didn't just build longer walls. They built better walls. Their engineers and builders developed sophisticated new techniques. So, how did they do it? The process was a masterpiece of logistics and engineering. First, location was key. Surveyors would carefully choose the route, often along the steepest mountain crests, to give defenders a natural advantage. This made construction incredibly difficult but created a much more effective barrier. Next came the materials. Unlike the earlier rammed earth walls, the Ming Wall was built with stone and brick. In the mountains, builders would quarry stone directly from the surrounding landscape. They would cut massive blocks of granite and other hard rocks to form the outer shell and foundation of the wall. For the vast stretches where stone wasn't readily available, they used bricks. The Ming dynasty established a massive network of kilns near the wall to produce billions of high-quality gray bricks. This was an industrial operation on a scale the world had never seen. The mortar they used was also an innovation. It wasn't just simple mud. It was a special mixture of slaked lime and sand. And here's a fascinating detail. Chemical analysis has shown that in some sections, they added sticky rice flour to the mortar. This organic component made the mortar incredibly strong and water-resistant, helping the wall withstand centuries of wind and rain. Now, imagine the challenge of getting these heavy materials up a steep mountain. There were no cranes or helicopters. The workforce relied on sheer human and animal power. They used donkeys, mules, and sometimes even goats to haul supplies. For the steepest slopes, they formed human chains, passing bricks and baskets of mortar from person to person all the way up the mountain. They also used simple but effective tools like levers, pulleys, and wheelbarrows to move the massive stone blocks into place. The structure of the Ming Wall was also much more complex. It wasn't just a simple wall. It was a complete defensive system. The main body of the wall was typically around 20 to 30 feet high, and 15 feet wide at the top, wide enough for several soldiers to walk side by side or for horses to pass. The top was paved like a roadway. Along the wall, at regular intervals, they built watchtowers. These weren't just lookout posts. They were small fortresses. Towers were built every few hundred yards, within bowshot of each other, so that no section of the wall would be unprotected. They served as barracks for soldiers, storage for weapons and food, and most importantly, as signal stations. This signal system was the nerve center of the Great Wall. If a watchtower spotted an enemy approaching, they would create a smoke signal using wolf dung during the day and a fire signal at night. A specific number of smoke columns or fires would indicate the size of the approaching army. This message would be relayed from tower to tower, traveling hundreds of miles in just a few hours. This rapid communication allowed the military to quickly dispatch reinforcements to the threatened section of the wall. Building the Great Wall was a monumental task that required immense planning, resources, and human sacrifice. It wasn't just one wall, but a dynamic evolving system built and rebuilt over 2 millennia. From the pounded earth walls of the warring states to the sophisticated brick and stone fortresses of the Ming Dynasty, the Great Wall stands as a powerful testament to human ambition, ingenuity, and perseverance. It's a story written in stone, brick, and the very earth itself. A story of defending a civilization, and a story of the countless people who poured their sweat and their lives into its construction. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the past interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest achievements. See you next time.